Alright everybody, Baltmatrix here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Prowl and Ironhide. But you know what? These two guys need some Earthrise magic. There we go. Now we've got Earthrise, Prowl, and Ironhide. These two figures come to me from Amazon.com, and they are an Amazon exclusive. And they were thankfully put in the box correctly this time. I really dig the artwork on this box. It works really, really well for me. And it looks nice. It looks really nice, and you've got jets flying in the background, and that is Dirge up there. Yeah, it works. The artwork it's just nice. Taking a look at Prowl first, he is just the classic Prowl. There's nothing else I could say about that. The only thing I don't like is the fact that the figure doesn't have any paint there in the abdomen and the crotch, unlike his Siege counterpart, which has some yellow paint and some yellow decaling. It's nothing I can't do on my own. Next to each other, you can see that there are some minor differences. Now, I've covered these differences in my Blue Streak review already, so everything that was different with Blue Streak from Prowl and Barricade is the same difference as here. Head sculpts are a little bit different, chests are different, shoulders are different. Everything is pretty much different. I mean, seriously, even the hands are different. The Siege ports and the forearms are different. Just about every component on these are different. The gun the Prowl comes with has two Siege extender mail ports on the side, so you can load him up. And this is virtually the same figure as Blue Streak. I mean, besides coloring, there's nothing else different. I really do appreciate the face. It is bright silver and just works really well. The red for the little antennae is bleeding over just a smidge, but it's nothing all that crazy. I really do like the baby blues though. Posability for Prowl is pretty darn good. Head is on a ball joint, the very limited up and down movement. Shoulder, hinge, shoulder, swivel, and then another hinge on the inside of the shoulder. Swivel at the upper arm, over 90-degree bend at the elbow, and then fists do articulate via a swivel. Swivel at the torso, hinge and swivels for the hips, over 90-degree bend at the knee, and then toe articulation forward and back and side to side. Thanks to the high posability of the Prowl figure, or I should say of this mold, you can get some really nice poses. And I like the heels. The heels are, even though they are these little square nubs, they work a lot better than the heels that are on the original Siege class figure, because they actually stay in place and are tight, as opposed to these things that move way too easily. Overall, Prowl is an excellent figure and really good in robot mode. I kind of like the Blue Streak colors better. As I said, Blue Streak coloring works better for me, but the other reason I think Blue Streak is a little bit better is because he has the guns. Prowl could really use the double guns, or even just one big missile launcher. That would be enough. Now moving on to the figure that's got more to offer us, and that's Ironhide, and he is decked out in the original Generation 1 deco. He even has the yellow lines. The coloring works incredibly well, and my camera keeps zooming out for some reason. Face sculpt is incredibly good. Nice. Very, very G1-esque. Silver face, blue eyes, grumpy mouth. It works. Now, something that is a bit of a major bummer for me is that the knees are much too loose. They do hold their pose, but any kind of weight, and just forget it. I'm gonna have to see if I can fix that. I'll see what I can do to fix it. Now, the other big thing that is different about this figure are the accessories that it comes with. That original Siege figure only came with a giant missile hammer thing. This figure, comes with an entire roof that transforms into this weird battle platform thing. Yeah, it transforms into a giant battle platform that is reminiscent of his original Generation 1 figure. If you've never seen that Generation 1 figure, Google yourself Generation 1 Ironhide. It's weird. Okay, so this gun is modeled after the original Generation 1 figure, and he can wield it in any of his Siege ports, which he has one on the shoulder, one on the forearm, his hands, one just above the ankle, bottom of the foot, or bottom of each foot, and one on his backpack, or back. So yeah, he can totally hold this. He can hold it in robot mode, or he can hold it, or it can be mounted as a shield, so you can move it and slide it around. You can mount it as a shield. Oh, and there's one on the top of the shield as well. Or you can do what I prefer to do, and that's freaking hang 10, man. I did not know that in 2020 I needed a surfing G1 Ironhide. That's what I got, and I'm really happy to have it. At first I thought the two figures were very similar, and they actually are, but they feel completely different. The plastic on the new figure is very, very different from the plastic on the Siege figure. The head sculpts are almost identical, though. But you notice, the new Earthrise figure is just a smidge taller than the Siege figure. I think it has to do with the legs. I think the bottom part of the legs are different. But looking at the figures, you can see that the hands are the same. The forearms and the upper arm where the elbow is are roughly the same. The shoulders are almost exactly the same. The connector bits from the shoulder to the inside of the figure, exactly the same. The inside component of the chest, the same. Hips, the same. And upper thighs, the same. Legs are different. Feet are exactly the same mold, just painted oddly. Or for the Siege figure, that is. And here we are with the alt modes. Now first is Prowl. It's pretty good. Doesn't hold together completely well. I think that's just because I might have gotten something wrong with the transformation, but it's these doors. If they don't peg into the forearms, and trust me, they don't peg into the forearms all that well. They just have a tendency to pop open, but it looks fine. Other than that, doesn't completely look like a Datsun, but it works. The gun can be mounted on top, like that, or like that, or like that. Okay, maybe not. And here's Prowl with his Cybertronian version. Very, very similar. But even though I really do like this Cybertronian version, I'm partial to the 1980s-esque version. The thingy at the top, or the light bar at the top, does come off, so yeah, that can totally come off and just go right back on. Now let's talk about Ironhide. I absolutely love this stupid thing, this Volkswagen bus. It's dumb, but in the greatest way possible. You can mount the gun, either keep it inside the section there, underneath, mount it up there, or you could take the two guns that come with Blue Streak and mount them, which I have them right here. Oops. Mount them on the outside like this, which you could do the same thing to Prowl. That looks patentedly ridiculous, and I love it. If I have one major complaint, it's the fact that the reds are all over the place. Like, the red that is the roof of the vehicle is slightly different red than is the panels that flip up, which is a slightly different red than the panels that flip out that are on the legs in robot mode, which is a different red from the feet, which is a different red from the actual legs. And then you look at the front of the vehicle mode, the red that is around the windscreen is a different red than is the front of the bumper. It's like, what the heck, Hasbro? Come on. And then you have this random black piece that is the shoulders sticking out of the sides. It's just so weird. Now, size comparison-wise with the original Siege figure, you can see it stands a lot taller, but that's just because of the roof surfboard, which, believe it or not, once you get it on, it's not that easy to get off. It does require a bit of force. And then you end up with the saddest minibus ever. And if you've been wondering, can you fit this on the Siege figure? No, because there's no hole in the back or anything cut out for the roof to fit or peg into. So, like, see, there's a cutout here. But you can peg it into the side and then get it to look... Well, you know what this makes me think of? This makes me think of the Turtles battle van. That's what this makes me think of, and I am okay with that. I like this set. I think it is a ton of fun. So folks, let me know what you think down in the comments. As I said, this is an Amazon exclusive set, so getting a hold of it is gonna probably be a little bit problematic. Thank you so much for watching this video review. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to follow me over on Patreon and follow me on Twitter. I've been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time.